sports fans, welcome into a new episode of the Leaderboard here on WTOL 11. I'm Tyler Segman.
And I'm Noelle Blumel. We are back with a jam-packed show this week, one that'll make you cheer, curious, and Tyler, possibly even cry.
Oh no.
Here's a look inside this week's episode.
We'll take you inside Rogers High School, where senior Marshawn Pettis turned heartbreak into inspiration, honoring his late father while leading the Rams to their first win of the season. Plus, we're on the sidelines for the Battle of I-75, where Bowling Green and Toledo delivered another instant classic. And we visit Buckenmeyer Stadium in Napoleon for a closer look at the community that built it quite literally from the ground up.
And you'll also meet Toledo's own Tanner Dickinson, back home and skating for the Walleye, chasing his dream in front of the fans who watched him grow up. And as always, we've got your parents shout out, poll of the week, and a few more surprises along the way. It's all coming up right now on the Leaderboard.
The summer before your senior sports season is supposed to be filled with eagerness and anticipation. Instead, Rogers captain Marshawn Pettis experienced heartbreak and depression. While those feelings still linger, he got a glimpse of the good that can come from a tragedy. I spoke with the local star about what homecoming night meant to him.
Things keep on piling up, good positive things.
Last week marked homecoming for Rogers High School, which proved exciting in and of itself, but especially for one player.
Me and my family, because we've been in a real depressing state, and hearing all these good things bringing us a joy and keeping a smile on our face to keep staying positive to what we want to do.
In one night, senior captain Marshawn Pettis won homecoming king, while also helping the Rams to its first win of the season. Above all that, though, stood his father's recognition.
Super cool, man, being named homecoming king at home. They honor my dad in the Hall of Fame, so everything's working out, man. I keep my faith in God and believe in everything he says.
Earlier this year, on July 6th, Marshawn Pettis suddenly passed away. The former Toledo Rocket died from a heart attack at the age of 36.
It's been very difficult, man. My dad was my everything, my coach, mentor, DB coach, man. Real important guy in my life, man, and it was hard. And it was a time where I wanted to step away from football, but I know that he wouldn't want that for me, so.
Struggling to comprehend an unexpected loss, his son decided to stick with football and changed the jersey number to 10 in honor of his dad.
As hard as it is, me and Marshawn talk all the time. We say he's got the best seat in the house. He absolutely does. And I know he's smiling down at him right now.
Woodward's Brandon McNeil stood on the opposite sideline during Thursday night's game.
That's the best part about this, man. Number 10 in the building.
Afterward, he and Pettis embraced each other as family.
I was the best man at my wedding. That was my brother. Yeah. And to see his legacy live on through Marshawn. Obviously they were the opponent tonight, but just seeing the adversity that young man has fought through is everything.
Although physically gone, the memory of Marshawn Pettis has not vanished. In fact, his legacy grows each day through the presence of his son.
It burns, man, waking up every day knowing that, he's gone. It hurts, but it keeps me going. It gives me more of a motivation to keep going to practice, being a role model, and showing guys, putting guys in the right place.
Hard not to root for a young man like that. Pettis has also received a pair of college offers this season as well. And just another great story from Northwest Ohio, and especially for a young man who didn't think he'd be playing football, obviously losing his father just before the season.
And just to think about the impact and the role that fathers play, especially taking you to sports, I think of my dad, the reason I got into sports was because of him. So strong and inspirational for him to continue through that adversity and, change the perspective a little bit. Even though he's not physically here, like you said, he's still there with him, has the best seat in the house, as the Woodward coach said. It's really inspiring for other people around him with all the craziness and adversity that happens in high school.
Yeah, and the cool thing about that story, too, so them playing Woodward was so fitting because Brandon McNeil, as you touched on, they coached together at Rogers, and he was the guy in the press box helping him with the eyes overlooking the field. So he was actually looking on the opposite sideline up at the press box, not seeing him. So obviously there was some emotion there, kind of missing that presence. But it was just awesome to see kind of two opponents coming together, and obviously that whole night, homecoming king, their first win of the season. I mean, just truly special.
I know, very special for him. Well, in Napoleon, it's more than just a stadium. It's a source of community pride. Built by local hands and fueled by hometown spirit, Charles Buckenmeyer Stadium, or better known as the Buck, has been the heart of the Wildcats sports for more than 2 decades. From Friday night football to the River Rock rivalry, it's where memories are made and the whole town comes together. Chase Bachman takes us inside this week.
The Buck, as we affectionately call it, serves home to our football programs, soccer programs, and then track and field. It was built in 1998. One really neat thing about it is it was a total community-driven project. Our head coach at the time, John Snow, got together a group and they raised the funds, got some of the labor donated by local construction companies. There was even a community push that we're even helping put the bleachers in, screwing in the screws into the bleachers, so it was totally community-driven.
In 1998, the school dedicated the field to Morley Beck, a 6-year-old from Napoleon who died in a car accident in 1992.
It was a grass field to start, and then in 2016 we added the turf, and that's when soccer came over and started playing here. So it's a great facility, it's a community facility, and it's certainly a pride for our community as well. Last summer we renovated the press box, so we added some new countertops, painting, new flooring. We're really lucky that we have 2 floors. Not a lot of places have 2 floors, so we have a lot of room for coaches and for media. We put in a whole new sound system this summer.
Do you have any personal favorite moments that took place in the stadium?
We've had some really good games. Probably last year, the River Rock rivalry, we beat Defiance on a walk-off extra point when we scored a touchdown. That was pretty awesome. We had the whole community was out there, kids rushing the field. We have what we call the Little Buck, which is just beyond the fence, and so kids are out there playing. So we take a lot of pride in making sure when teams and when fans come here, they feel welcome, they feel like it's a good atmosphere, and that they have a good experience while they're here.
Well, do you think your school has a facility worth sharing? Text us your thoughts at 419-248-1100 or email sports@WTOL.com.
A wild day at the Doit. The Battle of I-75 did not disappoint. Hear how the Falcons pulled off a stunning comeback in front of a sellout crowd. That's next.
Yeah, it's going to be a great experience. I mean, that hasn't been able to happen since I was playing, like AAA growing up. So be able to play in front of all my friends and family is going to be something that is pretty special.
Plus, he grew up watching the Walleye, and now he's skating for them. Toledo native Tanner Dickinson tells us what it means to finally play in front of his hometown crowd. That's coming up next on the Leaderboard. Doit Perry Stadium was the site for the latest battle of I-75, and once again, this game was a tale of 2 halves. Toledo scored the first 21 points, but the Falcons scored the next 28. Chase Bachman and I were there to take in all the action, and here's how it played out.
28 straight points for the Falcons. They end up winning by a final score of 28-23. Had to give up a safety at the end in order to win it, but they run out the clock, and so they win back-to-back games in this rivalry series for the first time since 2009.
That's right, and the field was absolutely electric. Falcon fans storming the field after, but let's break down how it all got started. Toledo with the ball first, driving down the field. Tucker Gleason takes the snap, hands it off to Chip Trainum, and he's going to turn on the Jets, making the 14-yard run into the end zone, and just like that, the Rockets strike first. Later in the first quarter, Toledo up 7, but going for more. Gleason going to hang on to it himself this time and runs it in 12 yards to the house for 6 more. Second quarter now, BG still scoreless and Toledo trying to add insurance before the break. Gleason fakes the handoff and passes it to Jacob Peterson, who makes the short run to the end zone. Extra kick is good, so the Rockets extend their lead 21-0 with 1:30 left in the half. Now let's send it over to Chase, who has more on the Falcons' response.
As Noel said, the Falcons were down 21-0 with the first half winding down. BG has the ball with less than 30 seconds left in the half. Lucian Anderson, in his first collegiate start, in for Drew Pine, who's dealing with an injury. Short pass to Cam Petaway. He's got blockers. He's going to fight his way into the end zone for the first Falcon touchdown of the game. So BG goes into the half only down 2 scores instead of 3. Then in the second half, a couple of minutes left in the third quarter, Falcons driving. Anderson fires to Jacob Harris in the end zone, makes the grab, and BG only down a score now. Halfway through the fourth quarter, Falcons with the ball again. This time they go with a trick play. RJ Garcia, the wide receiver, passes to Petaway, got tons of room to run, loses a defender, and he's going to take it 73 yards to the end zone. And we are tied at 21. UT with the ball now. Gleason tries to pass, but the ball is knocked loose. Refs say it's a fumble and is recovered by BG at the 1. On the next play, Falcons go to Chris McMillian, who punches it in, and BG takes a 28-21 lead. Final play right here. 6 seconds left. Falcons with the ball. 4th down, Lucian Anderson going to play keep away. He runs it through his own end zone for the safety, but runs out the rest of the clock. Bowling Green with an improbable 28-23 win over Toledo. Eddie George's first conference win comes with a trophy.
It was not pretty at all in the beginning, and you kind of think, like, man, are we in front of a sellout crowd, home crowd? Are we going to get boat raced here? But we settled down. We continued to believe. We stayed positive on the sidelines, and we had to overcome adversity.
I could have never imagined something like this. This was absolutely amazing. Just being out there with my teammates and getting this opportunity to go out there and beat Toledo, I mean, couldn't ask for anything more.
Have enough humility, go watch the tape, fix the mistakes that are on there, and address them, and tell yourself the truth. And that's what we have to do, because there's another game next Saturday, and nobody's going to come save us and care about what just happened today.
Sometimes it was them putting us behind the sticks. Sometimes it was ourselves putting us behind the sticks. So it's just something we got to clean up offensively.
And Tyler, I know you were at the game as a fan. What did it look like from the top of the stands?
Yeah, well, so the biggest roar I got, so I was actually sitting kind of near the UT student section, so they were obviously very loud, very rambunctious early on in the first half, but we were actually going to leave when we thought the game was in hand. I told my girlfriend, hey, let's stick around for a little bit, and sure enough, that trick play then sparked the whole thing in the second half, and yeah, it was very awesome, very cool to see that Deutsch Perry Stadium, that sold out. I mean, I haven't seen it that full in forever. I mean, I've been here for 3 years, but that atmosphere was amazing. BG came to play, obviously, with their fans and their community. Obviously, UT and their band obviously was there as well. And yeah, it was a great day. I'm glad I stayed for the whole thing, and what a game.
With the momentum that the Falcons have had behind them between Pudge, Eddie George, and Eddie even having people cross out the T's all on campus, taking a page out of Ohio State's book there as they do with the M's, it just felt like so much momentum was riding behind them going into it. And I thought to myself, well, you know, sometimes when it's so high for one team, the other one comes out, and that's what it seemed that the Rockets were going to do in the beginning, but nope, it proved to be Pudge power on their side, and they were able to come out with the win in the end. And especially at field level, all those shots that I was able to get, felt like I was going to get trampled for a second, but just really cool to see the Falcon fanatics storm the field and celebrate with the trophy, and it's staying in Bowling Green this year. So it was really, really fun Saturday. Yeah, Battle of I-75 has not disappointed in the last 4 years, and I hope that continues. Hopefully they can keep the game on a Saturday. That's the big thing. Yes. Obviously that crowd there, very beneficial because it was on a weekend, so hopefully the MAC can continue to keep that rivalry game on Saturdays. Well, speaking of homecoming on the, it is homecoming story on the ice. Toledo native Tanner Dickinson is back where it all began, skating for the Walleye this season. We sat down with him talking about what it means to play for his hometown team and how the road back to Toledo hasn't always been easy. Dickinson has spent the last few years traveling the world for hockey, playing in the AHL, ECHL, and even overseas in Slovakia. But this season, he's coming home, something he says he's dreamed about for a while.
I'm really excited. It's going to be a great experience to be able to play back home where all my family and friends are. So I'm looking forward to it. It's something that I've had in the back of my mind for like a while now. Like, obviously, I was in Springfield in the American League for a little while, and you know, things were going how I wanted to start the year this season. So it was just like an opportunity to, you know, just like love the game again, enjoy the game again, be able to play in front of, you know, people that have been there around me for years. So it's going to be really cool to be able to play in front of them.
Dickinson says he's ready to make an impact here in T-Town. Excited to skate in front of his hometown fans at the Huntington Center. He'll have to wait, though. The Walleye open the season on Friday against Indy, October 19th. But they return home for opening night at the Huntington Center Saturday night, November 1st, also against Indy.
We just had a school record for kills in yesterday's match. So, you know, we're really doing a nice job on the offensive side. So we're looking forward to seeing what happens here.
A young Northview volleyball team is peaking at just the right time. Hear how the Wildcats are building momentum heading into tournament play. That's next.
At Northview High School, volleyball season is winding down, but head coach Chad Rakowski says his team is right where he wants them to be. He sat down with our Chase Bachman to talk about the growth of his program, the rising talent in Sylvania, and what it's taken to build Northview volleyball over the past decade. Here's a peek into their conversation.
What is that like, this end of the season? You guys are probably playing some non-conference opponents, and then you have to transition to, the games absolutely matter more than they ever have. It's, win or go home. What's that like, this kind of end of the year part of the season?
Yeah, we really build our schedule to be really tough at the end of the year. Really make sure we're working on the things that we need to work on, making sure that we're really fine-tuning those missing links. So hopefully when we're ready to go, we're ready. We're scoring at a high clip right now, which is fun. We just had a school record for kills on yesterday's match. So, we're really doing a nice job on the offensive side. So we're looking forward to seeing what happens here.
So the team is kind of where you want them to be at this point in the season, hopefully, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, as much as we can, we're still super young. We only have 4 seniors on a roster of 15. So we're looking forward to seeing how this group continues to strive forward, and then obviously what sets the stage for next year as well.
Yeah, you guys obviously have the talented junior class. Frankie, you got Elena Sauer is one of those people. Like, what's it like kind of having that really strong junior class? You got a couple of younger underclassmen kids that are talented. Yeah,
it's neat to have just kids that can continue to come through. Every year we've got an outstanding sophomore class this year. We've got we got a freshman on varsity this year that is just a powerhouse. She hit almost 600 yesterday in our match. So we've got some really good young kids coming through. And then not just on the varsity squad, but also in the sub-varsity program as well. So we're really building it. And our junior high kids are doing a great job as well. So we're looking forward to having them come in next year as well. So we just kind of hopefully reload. Continue to build that program and just continue to strive forward.
What's that like now? Because you've been coaching Northview now since 2016, something like that?
Yeah, this is year 10.
So this is, it's a decade now. What's the kind of last decade been like? I know this is a loaded question, but the last decade now of building a program like this, what's it kind of take to get from when you started to where it is now?
Yeah, Emily Jones was the head coach prior to me, and Emily did a fantastic job with the program, so really was able to take that and just kind of run with it and continue to build it. My goal was always to make Northview a volleyball school, and do the best I can with what we have. The administration's been great, allow us to do whatever we want to just continue to make volleyball a priority. We had over 800 kids in our summer camps this year, so we're just trying to make volleyball a bigger priority in the city of Sylvania, and hopefully we're doing a good job.
Catch Chasing the Game on WTOL 11 Plus, YouTube, and Spotify.
So that now brings us to our leaderboard poll of the week. And our last episode, we asked you, what do you love most about playoff baseball?
Your options were watching games all day long, the October atmosphere, bragging rights over your rivals, or betting on the action. And the results are in.
In first place, with just more than 58% of the votes, is the October atmosphere, hanging on to every pitch all postseason long. And second place was watching the action all day long at 21%. Third place, bragging rights over your rivals with just more than 16%. And in last place was betting on the action. And obviously, we don't do a whole lot of betting ourselves, so we can actually agree with this one.
Correct.
Obviously, and October baseball is still going on.
Well, so October atmosphere, how do you define that?
Playoffs.
What does that feel like? Just playoffs?
Yeah.
It's not the nice fall air, the leaves changing colors behind the skyline.
I mean, if I was at a game, I would say I would think about that. But when I think October baseball, I'm thinking playoffs, postseason baseball. That's how I think about it.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess I'm just spoiled. Game 3 of the wild card series being at Progressive with Chase. Chase and I, their press box opened the windows in their press box. They raised them. It was such a beautiful day. Of course, the baseball was great, but I couldn't get over how nice of a day it was. I got to take off my jacket, just sit there and chill. Not a cloud in the sky, but not too hot. It was a great scene.
Yeah, especially here in the Midwest. I mean, typically it gets colder nowadays, so to have that sunny, dry weather for baseball is great. And obviously, both Tigers and Guardians getting in again this year was awesome to see.
Yeah, and not that we're biased or anything, but our team might still be in it as of right now.
Yes,
so
we are rooting
we're
for
still paying
the Los
close
Angeles
attention
Dodgers. Yes, we are.
to California natives here. Sorry. Anyway.
Well, that will bring us pivoting, to our next week's poll. If you, see, we're too excited about LA here. We're debating game times this week on our poll of the week next week for Leaderboard. What is your favorite time of the day to attend football games? Is it early games at noon or 1, the middle of the day for 3 and 4, or games at 3 and 4, or is it those night games under the lights at 7 or 8? Real quick, Noelle, what do you go?
Well, I'm confused. Are we talking about college or professional? Because college, I'm a noon kick on Saturdays any day, but NFL, I like prime time, nighttime for NFL on Sundays.
Oh, see, I'd go nighttime either way.
Really?
So you're allowed to tailgate all day long.
Yeah.
And then you get the under the lights experience, because most football games you see you know, I mean, not high school is Friday night lights, but I don't know.
True.
For college and NFL, I feel like a lot of those games are during the day, so to see it at night and have all day to kind of gear up and prepare
fair.
for it would be nice.
Nothing beats a bratwurst at 6 a.m. tailgating, though, for a noon kick. But anyway, we want to hear from you. You just heard from us. We want to hear from you. To vote, simply scan the QR code on your screen right now or head to WTOL11.com and head to the sports section. As always, we'll be back next week to break down the results. A Toledo area athlete is lighting it up on the national stage. How this former high school star just pulled off a huge upset and keeps making his hometown proud.
But first, check this out. OHSAA Division III state golf tournament taking place yesterday. Pettisville senior Creighton Ashleman on the 18th hole chips it on and in. Are you kidding me? The reaction, they're priceless as the camera nearly goes flying. The entire Blackbird fan group in an uproar, and why not? How's that to close out your career? He'd finished tied for 12th, and that shot right there actually helped seal a state runner-up finish for Pettisville, the highest mark in program history. Congratulations, guys.
Now it's time for our parent shout out of the week.
This week's shout out goes to 9-year-old Mace. Take a look. We're told he is already making big noise on the diamond, and he's proven that hard work and dedication can start early. Mace is a standout player for the Midwest Monsters Baseball Club 10U team.
At just 9 years old, Mace has already hit 10 career home runs and plays all over the field, from first base to pitcher and even catcher when needed. His coach says he gives 100% of the time. The sky's the limit for this young Toledo athlete.
So you know what's impressive when you're out hitting your age.
Oh my God, that's such a good point. Oh my gosh, yeah, he's got that pop in him.
Yep.
Good for him.
Yeah.
I would never hit a home run.
You've never hit a home run?
No.
Did
Have you?
Did you play? No.
Okay.
I either struck out or walked when I played Little League. So.
Yeah. No, I was liners up the middle.
Okay.
Kind of Ichiro slap hitter
Gotcha.
from time to time. But yeah, no, never could get that pop. So good for you, Mace. But do you have a young athlete in your life? Because we want you to show them off. Send us your best photos and videos. Your submissions could be featured in WTOL 11 sports specials and across our social media platforms.
All you do is text your highlights and be sure to include your name, your star's name, and a hometown. That number is on your screen, 419-248-1100, or you can email us at sports@WTOL.com.
And finally, before we go tonight, do you remember the name Mason Heinschel? Kind of hard to forget,
I
Tyler.
do, yes. He was a star, yes, last year for Clay. Yes, yeah, the Clay High School graduate and Pittsburgh Panthers freshman right now, quarterback, is back in the headlines. Take a look. After a near-perfect debut last week, Heinschel suited up for his first road start and casually took down top 25 Florida State.
Casually?
He was amazing. He racked up 321 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and also, just so he, 70 yards on the ground as well rushing.
Because why not? Heinschel earned himself a second straight ACC honor, this time as quarterback of the week. The Clay grad has been one heck of a story and continues to turn heads, even though we've been here from the start.
Yep.
He'll look to make it 3 straight wins when his Panthers travel to Syracuse on Saturday night.
I continue to wonder, did I see this coming? I saw the plays like that in high school,
Absolutely.
but it is impressive to see an 18-year-old do that as a true freshman in ACC. I mean, that's not easy to do, especially how talented he is.
We always knew, yeah, you're right. We've been here, not to say we've been here or whatever, but we did know we could see that talent standing out at the high school level. But you're right, to see it on that stage, I remember when I was 18, it was intimidating, that atmosphere, all the eyes on you, and he seems to be handling it just like he handles it back in the pocket. So
Absolutely.
Good for him.
Yeah. Keep it going, Mason. We love to see it. Well, that's going to do it for another episode of the Leaderboard here on WTOL 11 Plus. I'm Tyler Segerman.
And I'm Noelle Blumel, and from our entire WTOL 11 Leaderboard team, we'll see you next game.